Okay, we're live. This is
We're live.
Jason LaPorte with the Damage Plan podcast. Excited to have you on, man.
What's up, brother? I'm glad and
Well,
excited to be on, man. I saw you created a podcast a week ago, so ago, and I'm like, dude, that's awesome, man.
yeah, I want to get Zach. You and Zach both need to get on here whenever.
He probably would have jumped on tonight, but I know he's up in Idaho with his family tonight.
Oh, I
Yeah,
should have asked when I had the
we'd love
chance
to though.
to.
Yeah, we'll get him on. We'll three of us will do one day.
That'd be fun. But that's so you started Damage Plan podcast 2 years ago.
Yeah, so Zach and I have been doing the podcast for about 2 years now, a little over 2 years now.
Okay,
Yep.
that's cool. I've watched like a few. Like I haven't been able to just because I see them on Facebook and
Yeah.
anytime I'm scrolling through Facebook, I'm just trying to kill time, like a few minutes throughout my day, so I can't ever sit and finish one all the way through because I'm just so busy because I hardly get on Facebook unless I'm just kind of scrolling, but I'll sit there and watch it for 5-10 minutes and just completely get distracted, and then I genuinely enjoy what I've seen of your guys' podcast.
You can just pop on some headphones and get on iTunes or Spotify and listen to it too, right?
Oh, I didn't know it was on Spotify.
There you go, man. We're everywhere.
Perfect. That makes it so much easier.
I wish I could say we're big time, but we're not quite big time.
Not quite.
Not quite there yet.
You're farther along than I am, so it's all good. No, I anytime because it's funny because after I started seeing you and Zach and at the fights, Damage Plan just started popping up all over my Facebook feed, just everywhere. And at first I was like, what is this? I've heard the name Damage Plan because Cody, I think, talked about it one time, and I was like, what the hell is Damage Plan? And so I was just sitting there, and then one day it just popped up, and then I hit like the page, and then all your other pages popped up, and I was like, oh, wow, this is a rabbit hole.
Yeah, we started as an apparel company, and that's kind of taken a back seat over the last couple of years. Why we obviously had the podcast that's kind of taken a lot of our time, and now we're involved with Fierce, so that's obviously taken a lot of our time.
Mm-hmm.
But hopefully we'll bring that back. The apparel business is very difficult at times. You got to grind in that one.
Oh yeah, that's something you see a bunch of young entrepreneurs getting into that type of thing, and it's that becomes their life, and that's all they do until it gets up and going. You find people that'll produce
you don't realize
and sell it for you.
The amount of marketing that goes into that. If you look at top apparel companies, the people like Nike or Jordan, the marketing that goes into that is just you gotta have a lot of money for that stuff.
Oh yeah, marketing can get expensive really fast, but it is so beneficial if you go to the right places.
Yep.
It's crazy how all that stuff works. I really like a lot of your guys' clothing though. I see a lot of it shirts and hats at the Fierce events, and I always grab one. I'm always sick.
Yeah.
Here we go. Sajan wouldn't let me wear a crop top last time though.
Why not? He should have let you wear it.
He said I couldn't.
Don't listen to that guy, man.
Don't listen to Sajan.
We got to get you
a crop top if I want.
We got to get you one of those muscles don't win fight shirt.
Something. I mean, if you look at my progress from when I first moved to Salt Lake versus now, it is day and night. It I'm genuinely proud of myself from where I was and where I'm at now. It's just I've gained a lot of weight just being up here in general.
Yeah.
And then when you throw working out on top of it and everything, it just I feel good about everything in my life right now. And I'm super.
So what are you doing? Were you lifting weights? You said you were at the gym before we came on. So what are you doing? The weights, nutrition?
Weights. I'm kind of starting to go into nutrition a little bit, just kind of upping my calorie intake in a healthy way instead of just straight junk food.
I know a guy. If you get stuck, I know a guy.
I was gonna say, I was gonna ask you what your advice is on
That's
that type
my
of thing.
that's my day job. I've been doing it for about 8 years now, doing
Like
nutrition consulting.
I don't know where to start with a lot of it because what I've started doing was like I every time after I work out, like 15-30 minutes after, I'll have a like protein and whey shake, like the serious mass stuff, I think it's called. And like
Okay.
that stuff has helped, but I don't know past that like what to do.
Probably step one would be download an app, like my PT, not my PT Hub. Uh, I just lost my train of thought. The app where you can track your calories and track your macros.
Okay.
I'll figure it out for you. I've just lost my train of thought, but there's an app
You're
that
good.
you basically you just enter in your food. My app does it too. I have an app for my clients, and they can enter their food in. They can see their meal plan. But the first place to start is track what you're eating. Hey, this is what I ate. Boom, boom, boom. Here's how much I ate, so that you can see how many calories eaten. If you don't know that, you're you're not going to know what to do, where to make the adjustments.
Yeah.
You're never going to know.
And one thing that like I'm just so lost on is like what vitamins I should be taking that would be more beneficial for what I'm trying to do.
So, my opinion, and I'm like a nobody, but if
I
your
wouldn't say that.
nutrition is in order, you shouldn't need to take any supplements. A supplement is
That's
there
true.
to supplement something that you're not getting in your diet. But if you're eating, lean meats, if you're eating fruits, if you're eating vegetables, if you're eating, complex carbs, you're drinking your water, you kind of really don't need it. I mean, maybe you throw some fish oils or some multivitamins in there, but honestly, you really shouldn't need to add anything extra on top of the proper nutrition unless you're deficient in something.
Yeah. Like one thing that I've always like I'm pretty sure I have a deficiency in is iron.
Yeah.
Like I
Nutrition.
have such a hard time with iron, like getting just an iron intake. I don't know like where to even start with any of that stuff, and I don't know what's beneficial and what's not. And like I'd start to like look into nutrition and then I'd be like, okay, this is a lot of information for just
Yeah.
5 minutes of
It
like what I need to do. And so I was like, oh, I can't do this right now.
it helps to, like I said, one, track your food. If not, just hire a good coach that can point you in the right direction and educate you on, how to count macros and point you in the right direction to whatever your goal is. A lot of times you're just going to be spinning your wheels, and you could interview 100 different guys on here, and you can get 100 different answers on what they think is right and what they think is the wrong way to go about doing it.
Yeah, one piece of advice that I've gotten like with that is like especially like where I got it from was like work. You
Yeah.
have 100 different people telling you how to do a specific thing, and then you
Yep.
take all of it and make your own way of doing it and seeing
Yep.
what works best for you. And that's
Yep.
definitely what I'm trying to do. But there's so much information out there, and it's just like information overload.
Yep. Start with tracking. That's number one right there. Start with
Okay,
tracking.
that was helpful. So, how long have you been a nutritionist, doing all that?
So
And
about 8 years now.
that's a good chunk of time.
Yeah, it's a long time. Yeah, I've had jobs in between then, and it's kind of been a side hobby forever. I love doing it. I love helping people reach their goals. Um, I've just recently, because I'm obviously involved in the MMA world, gotten into helping fighters, with their weight cuts. I've done help bodybuilders get ready for bodybuilding shows. Um, and then probably the bulk of my clients are just your average everyday person that's just looking to try to lose a little bit of weight.
Yeah, I like that you're helping fighters because there's a lot of fighters out there and coaches that don't know how to cut weight in a healthy way,
Yes.
and
Yes.
they show up to the fight and it's like, okay, it's either you've been doing drugs or like
Yeah.
they just don't look good, and like it's you see it, especially if you've seen that fighter before in a different weight class,
Yeah.
and you see it and you're like, holy shit, dude.
It's the hard, I mean, in my opinion, because if you get a fighter that's like, he's a badass, right? Like he's a fighter.
Mhm.
He trains. He's at the gym every day. The hardest part is the nutrition. Because it's not something that people don't realize like how important that is. But you need it. You have to feed the machine. Your body is it's like taking your car. It's like if you're driving a Mercedes, that takes premium gas, you're not going to put unleaded gas in that Mercedes, right? Or you're not going to go get that serviced at the corner store,
Mhm.
mechanic. You're going to take that to the Mercedes store to get it done.
Yeah.
That treat your body like it's a freaking car. Like that's the only body you're going to get. So treat it right.
And one thing too that like I've kind of picked up on just for being around the MMA fights and all that for close to 6 or 7 years. Like
Yeah.
I seen the live video of Dominico, his first fight, and I
Oh
was
yeah.
like, oh my hell, that was 5 years ago today. Like I was just
It's
so
crazy.
mind boggled by it. And I was like, it's crazy how far everything has come and like where we're at now.
It
But
is crazy.
one thing that I've seen is like you get these dudes that are like on top of their nutrition and their diet throughout their whole fight camp, and then they eat one thing wrong or drink one thing wrong and it just completely screws everything
It's
so fast.
it's mental. A lot of that is mental. And I like to, anytime somebody has a goal, like you have like a goal, right? You have like a fight coming up, or if you have a bodybuilding show and you're all in on that goal. Once you've
Mhm.
achieved that goal, you're kind of riding a high for a couple weeks afterwards, and then it's like, okay, well, I don't have to
Now
get up
what?
at 4. I don't have to get up at 4 in the morning and run. I don't need to eat this chicken and rice because I don't have anything coming. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
it takes a special athlete. I won't say just fighter. It takes a special person, special athlete to look at the big picture and look long term. Those every fighter that you can see that you see in the UFC that's a champion right now, they're all dialed in with their nutrition. Every one of them have a nutritionist or a dietitian that handles their nutrition. They are 100%. It's not just eating good through fight camp. It's you're an athlete year round.
Yeah, it's crazy. These guys, especially like NFL guy, like any professional athlete, spends
Yep.
millions of dollars
Yeah.
on nutrition,
That's
millions, and it is just insane. Like there was, I can't remember. I think it was Tom Brady.
oh yeah, Tom.
He
He's
spends a lot of money on nutrition and a diet, like
yeah.
oh, so much money.
It's I just had this conversation with the guy at the gym. He's a fighter, and I told him, I'm like, that could literally be the difference between you getting to the UFC and being a champion and not being a champion. Is you know you you got to look at the long term picture and what your long term goal is.
Oh yeah, I for the longest time I would like go to the gym and not really have like any short term or long term goal. I'd just kind of be going to the gym like completely like clear headspace, just like no target in sight, just kind of shooting
Yeah.
into the dark. And then once I like started paying attention to like where my weight was, I was like, I kind of want to be up here, and I kind of want to be doing this, and I want to look like that. And so like I kind of formed a plan and a goal, and I've slowly been gaining weight, but I feel like if I had a better nutrition plan and a better attack plan with it, I'd just
Yep.
be a lot better off.
Just got to get that planning in, man. Got to get it in.
I do.
We'll help you out. We'll get you pointed in the right direction.
That would be much appreciated. So, um, with these next fights coming up at the Maverick Center, what are you what are your that card is insane.
It's insane. So we're doing something a little bit different. I don't know if you know that we're having a jiu-jitsu tournament before the fights.
Oh,
So we're doing something totally different that's never been done. So Proving Grounds is coming in, and they're doing an 8-woman tournament. It's a women's tournament. There's a gi and a no gi, eight women bracket, um, and they'll finish up their tournament, and then we'll start the fights. Also, we're going to have 2 combat jiu-jitsu matches during intermissions during the fights. So we'll have 2 intermissions during the fights, and we'll
oh,
have 2 combat jiu-jitsu. So for the people that don't know, it's basically jiu-jitsu with open hand strikes is combat jiu-jitsu. So you can open
oh,
hand.
dude,
Yeah.
I didn't know about that. Now I'm just
Yes.
hyped. Oh my
So
hell.
the 2 guys that are well, there's I don't know if I can say the name of the two females that are supposed to do it. But I do know Samson Famaba and Warren Weingarter. They're one of the matches.
Oh, I
Then
was excited to see. I've been wanting to see Samson back in the like just I wanted to see him perform again. Like I
yeah,
haven't seen it in a while, so I'm excited for that.
where I'm super excited. So they actually grappled each other 3 years ago at Proving Grounds. Samson ended up winning, but it was super close. Like,
Oh,
yeah, Warren is no joke on the ground. Like he is very. They both are very high level jujitsu.
oh
So
yeah, it's
it's
insane.
it's going to be a little bit different, but it's going to be. I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be something new for the fans of Utah. Um, the card is stacked. We have 5 amateur fights. The main event is
Oh,
the
dude,
pro lightweight title, not lightweight. Lightweight title. I think they're fighting at
that
155.
that main event is going to be like the craziest. I have high hopes for that main event.
Yeah,
When
Fabio Sarau and
oh,
Armasan Sugoku, if I said it right, the Mongolian. That's going to
I
be
can't say his name right, but I
Armasana Sugoku.
I love his support group because it's just like the same 7 or 8 people, and they're just sitting there cheering him
And
on, and
they
his
bring it.
coaches are there. Oh, they are
They
not
bring
quiet
it.
at all. You hear them over the whole crowd, and the whole crowd will be going insane, and you just hear these guys yelling. It's like that
I,
is awesome.
the
I
last
love it.
fights, I walked by their table, and let's just say their table was full of adult beverages. They were having a good
It
time.
happens. It
Yeah, they
happens.
were having a really good time. So it's going to be a really exciting night. I'm really stoked for it.
Oh, I'm excited. Like I feel like this is like some next generation combat sports entertainment show that we're putting on.
We also have there is 2 debuters on this card. I got the card in front of me now, so I can tell it to you. But we have a guy that played tight end at BYU, Kyle Griffiths.
Oh,
Um,
okay, yeah,
Kid's a stud. So they're fighting
yeah,
at light heavyweight, and he's fighting a guy at an 0-0 debuter out of Extreme Couture from Vegas that we've heard through the grapevine that he's a stud too. So the opener of the fights that we had at the Challenger Series, the first
yeah,
fight was probably fight of the night,
yeah. Oh,
and
dude, it was just
and
crazy.
and we may top that with this fight that we have here. We got Nicole Fuga is back. We saw her at the last Maverick Center fight.
Oh,
She lost a super close split decision, but she's back.
that
Um,
one was a hard split decision to watch.
it was it was a super close fight. I didn't disagree with the decision.
I didn't
Um,
disagree with it, but it was just so
it sucks
close.
that
It
one
was
of them had to
insane.
lose.
Yeah, they both put up such a good fight.
We
It's hard
have
to choose.
we have an amateur featherweight title fight on this card. We have Zach Hamilton fighting Raymond Lawley for the 145 Fierce Fighting Championship featherweight
Oh,
amateur title. Malachi Novosel's on the card. I don't know if you know who Malachi is, but he's a stud. He's fought on Fierce cards before.
I think I've seen his name. I've heard his name. I've just seen so many fights. It's hard to like remember each and every person that's fought on our cards,
So
especially if it's
there's
been a while.
so there's another kid on there that I'm going to tell you about to keep your eye on. His name is Eli Barzile. He fights out of Syndicate out of Las Vegas. He's fighting Chris Kennedy. And I'm telling you, this kid, I've seen him fight 2 or 3 times now.
Is it crazy?
He is the future. Like the kid is very talented.
I think we've had people. Correct me if I'm wrong. If you know, I think we've had people fight out a syndicate in Las Vegas before. For
Yeah,
our
we had Will Gibson on the last Challenger Series was up here
okay,
from Syndicate. Yep.
yeah, I've heard that name before.
We've had a couple.
That's
We had the
insane.
one we had in Price. There was 2 or 3 guys on that card and that last Price card that we had.
That's the one I was talking about.
Yeah,
That's
there was two or three guys from Syndicate on there because we actually had. I'm just losing. He's fighting tomorrow night, not tomorrow night, but he's fighting soon. I can't remember his name. He was on the broadcast with us.
I'm trying to remember.
Jordan Levitt.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
Jordan Levitt.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
I'm so excited for these fights. Like I had no idea who was going to be fighting. I had no idea. Like I haven't heard anything about it. And then when they posted the fight card, I think it was on Instagram that I seen it.
Yeah.
I stopped what I was doing and was like, "Oh, this is next level. This is gonna
Dominico's on
be
the card.
insane." I know.
Yeah.
I am so excited. I'm trying to get him on the podcast actually before his
Heck
fight.
yeah. You should get him on
I'm
there.
like, he wants to. We just have to figure out a time that will work because I mean he's busy. He's working hard. Like I love how hyped he is. I love the motivation that he's putting out. Like he is. I have high hopes for Dominico,
He's
for
putting in a
sure.
lot of work right now. Yeah.
Oh
I love
yeah,
that kid.
he
Good for him,
he
man.
he looks great. Like if you look at him 5 years ago to now, like he is in like some great shape.
Yep.
It's amazing. It is truly just amazing.
I'm excited for him, man. It's going to be a great card. June 25th, baby.
25th, get your tickets at fiercefightingchampionship.com, right? That's
Yes,
what it
sir.
is.
Yes, sir.
At the
Make sure you click
Maverick
on
Center.
make sure you click on your favorite fighter so that they get credit for the ticket sales.
I'm so excited.
And hey, if you want to make it a full day, come and watch some jujitsu. Come and watch some jujitsu. Like
It would not hurt anything, and you'll definitely grow an appreciation for watching those guys fight on the bottom of the cage during the fight.
it's something that I've always watched and I've always paid attention to because I've always loved MMA. But training it the last 6 months, it's an eye opener. It's definitely an eye opener.
I miss doing jiu-jitsu. I definitely want to be able to lift weights and do jiu-jitsu, but it's like that would take up pretty
lot.
much everything once I get off work.
Yeah.
And then on top with doing the podcast, like there's so much stuff that I want to do, but I don't have a 48-hour day, you know?
Yeah. Got to manage that time a little bit.
I know. But these fights are going to be batshit, and I cannot wait for it at all. Like I've never been so impatient for fights. I think the entire time that I've been doing this. Like the last card, I was like, oh, this card's so good. And then the card at Mountain View, best amateur card I have ever seen, hands
That
down.
was phenomenal. Like
Oh.
the energy in that gym was it was amazing.
The crowd was awesome.
It was crazy. I mean, and to hear the people that were experiencing MMA for the first time, to hear them just they loved it. The people loved it. The doctor that we had there, that was his first time.
I loved talking to the doctor after the fights. He was like, I thought it was just going to be a bunch of barbarians going at it.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of technical stuff with this. And I was like, dude, I love to hear that. I love to hear that 100%.
Yeah.
But he loved it. And then the energy from the crowd was just insane. Cause you see it, but like, it was just something about it at Mountain View High School. It was just so noticeable, and I definitely gave me a little bit more of a pride thing with it too. So
we will be back in October
at Mountain View.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Yep. Drop a little gem for you guys. Yeah, no, we have plans to go back in October because it turned out phenomenal. Like
it did.
They loved it. The school loved it. The school wants us back. The community wants us back. It's just
the commission loved the venue too.
Yeah, they did too.
Loved it.
Yep.
We got to get darker curtains in the.
Well, the good thing about it is it's opening people's eyes. It's giving us a new set of eyes on MMA. That people, like you said, people that think it's just some barbarians in there fighting. It's people that are coming in there with skill, that are training, that are, blood, sweat, and tears every day getting ready for this. And it's a competition, and it's all good after. They punch each other in the face and they shake hands and they have a beer afterwards together.
Like when you look at like fights from a long time ago, I feel like that's what people's envision of combat sports is now. But it's
evolved. Yeah.
Evolved. It's completely different. It's not even close to the same thing.
Yep. Yes, sir.
I just love the people that are there. I love the people that are involved with it. I like just everyone that's doing it. I meet so many cool people and I just love it. And it's like I was telling Dutch when he was on here, like I just love the people that are evolved around it and the people that are involved with it. Like they're just such good people, and they're all just the same person essentially. Like they all have
Yeah.
such a great love for the sport, and it's just I see like a really good outcome for combat sports in Utah in the future.
We, I, yeah, it's phenomenal. Like MMA in Utah right now is probably the hottest it's been in a long time. I mean,
Behind California and Vegas, I think Dutch said like we're third place.
I mean,
I want to get to number one. I
we we have some of the top gym. I mean, we don't have the I would say the level that the Vegas is, because obviously there's more people in Vegas and higher
yeah.
level coaches. Now, I shouldn't say higher level coaches, because we do have some very high level coaches. But it doesn't matter where you're at in Utah. You can go to a very good gym anywhere from Logan to St. George to Tooele. It doesn't matter. Wherever you're at, you can get high level training, jiu-jitsu, MMA, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing, you name it. Any
Oh,
gym.
it's crazy too because once you start going to the fights and meeting people, talking with people, like you get such a big network too.
Yeah.
Like
Oh
that's
yeah.
where I met Ramsey Nigel. Like just it's insane. Like
Yeah. So Zach and I, when we started the podcast, we just two guys that loved MMA that wanted to talk about it. But our number one thing was we wanted to do it for the fighters. We wanted to give the fighters a platform to express themselves, to, promote their fights, to promote their gyms, to promote their sponsors. And we wanted to put the fighters first, and we wanted to put Utah MMA on the map. We wanted to give Utah MMA voices to say, hey, this is what's going on. We have the commission guy. We've had Dutch on. We've had Scott on. We pretty much every gym owner, every fighter, if they fought, has come on our podcast. And that's what we want. We want to give them that platform.
oh, and I love it. I absolutely love the idea of it. And then it's like you're at what, like 1,100 followers on Facebook, and you guys get a
I,
lot of views for your
I don't
podcast.
even,
I
honestly, it's one thing we don't even pay attention to. Like, we've never tried to like grow it any sort of way. It's just we just want it to be natural. And we're just two guys that
raw.
love to have fun and talk crap to each other and just, bring some,
Zach is really good at talking shit.
yeah.
He's a pro.
It's fun though. No, we have a good time. And now I ended up doing the podcast with Blake O'Rulian, who was the play-by-play commentator at the
I
Fierce
seen
Challenger
that.
series, and he is phenomenal. We're hoping to kind of bring him in a little bit more and help out a little bit with the podcast, because he's phenomenal. The kid's got a lot of potential. I shouldn't say kid; he's a man, but
Anyone younger than you is a kid,
anybody.
right? That's
If I'm old enough to be your dad, you're a kid to me, I guess, and I'm pretty sure I'm old enough to be his dad.
for some reason I just call everyone kid. Like it'll be like
Yeah, it's just no disrespect. It's just kid. Hey, what's up, kid?
it's like yeah, that kid. And it's like twice my age. I'm like, yeah, he's a good
Yeah,
kid.
yeah, he's a good kid.
But yeah, dude, it's crazy. I absolutely love like everything about what you guys are doing.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
It's cool. It's really cool. I just want to see a lot of growth with combat sports in Utah, and I feel like you guys are a big part of the growth that's coming with it too. Is because I was talking to someone the other day, and they actually seen your podcast. Like their podcast
Really,
is what made them go out and watch the fights at the
really,
Maverick Center. Yeah, and
really. Oh,
they were like,
that's freaking
they
awesome.
they completely changed my opinion about it, like entirely. And I was like, that's amazing.
So, funny story. I was in Mexico. We went to Cabo, my wife and I, a couple years ago, and we were at the airport coming home, and this lady says, "I recognize you." She's like, "I know you." She's like, "Don't you do like MMA or something?" And I'm like, "I do a podcast." She's like, "Yeah, you do a podcast. I've seen your podcast." And
That's crazy.
yeah, I was like, "Holy shit!" This lady at the airport in Mexico recognized me from the podcast.
That's
It's
so
it's
crazy.
it's cool, man. It's cool to be able to, like I said, it's cool to be able to give Utah MMA a platform and just let people know that, hey, we have damn good MMA here, and we have good fight promotions. Our commission is phenomenal. Our judges go above and beyond to try to make sure they're doing the right thing.
Oh
So
yeah,
we're on fire right now.
the reffing too is amazing.
Yeah, Dave's a stud.
What's the other one's name? The bald one.
I'm just losing. You're putting me on the spot.
I'm putting
I'll think
myself on the
about it as
spot too. I'm
as
trying to.
soon as we get off. I'll remember it.
He's a really good ref too. Both of them are just cool. They're cool, down to earth people. And
that they are.
Anyone, a lot of people. I know there's a couple people that I like, kind of don't like to involve myself with, but I'm not gonna name names. we know who it is, you know.
Yeah, we won't blast anybody on the podcast.
No need.
Yeah.
But no, it's crazy. And then where did your love for Nikes come from? I always see you wearing a pair of
with my Jordans.
Yeah, your Jordans, your fresh Jordans.
You know, I've just always liked the shoes. I mean, I grew up wearing them since I was a kid. Like, I mean, I'm aging myself, but I was around when they first started coming out, the 1s, the 2s, the 3s, the 4s. I had all of them, man, every one of them. And I've just always kind of loved them. And the last 2 shows, I've kind of made it my thing that I'm going to wear a pair of J's when I commentate or any of that stuff. For every show, I'll be wearing a new pair of Jordans. Let's just put it that way.
A new pair every show?
Yeah, man. We're only doing like 3 or 4 a year, maybe 5.
I think we're having 8 this year, aren't we?
That's true. I wasn't counting the Fierce Challenger series, but
okay. You're gonna cross it over.
I'll be good. I'll be good till next year. We'll be good. The problem is going to be matching though, because I have different colors, so I have to match. So
you're gonna start wearing a tie that matches your Jordans, and
I always do. Yeah, gotta match. Gotta match.
I had a teacher like that. He'd wear a pair of Converse. That, like, if he wore a yellow pair of Converse, he'd wear a yellow shirt.
There you go. Got to match. That's me, man.
He is smart. He was a nuclear scientist or something. Nuclear engineer. I think that's what it was. He is just insanely smart. He helped me a lot with math, because that's one thing I just can't do. Sometimes just math, and he's just taught me everything that he could. Awesome. When I actually went to school.
Oh, it's awesome.
But no, I like when I got to the high school and like started setting up the cage, you showed up, and then there's just like a pair of Jordans sitting on the bleachers, and I was like, someone leave their shoes in here? Like, these are brand new Jordans.
Yeah, I can't get them dirty, so
you can't. You're not wrong.
I'm even starting my daughter off on the Jordan kicks. I got her a pair of Jordans for her birthday today.
I seen that on your Facebook post.
Got her a pair of J's.
That's awesome. I bet that made you feel old though. She turned 12. You're like, oh.
Yeah, I won't tell you how old my oldest son is, because then I'll really age myself.
Can I guess?
Sure, go ahead, take a guess. I think probably already told you.
I don't think you've told me. I don't think I knew you had a son.
All right. Yeah, I have two boys.
Bet your oldest son is. Ooh, I don't want to.
Go ahead. You can say it.
Now I'm on the spot. Let's see. I'll say 20.
That's my middle son. 26. 26. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. It's
You're
crazy,
up there.
man. I know, man. I know.
Not too old though. There's definitely.
No, man, we still got some good years, man. Still got some good years.
You don't look that old though.
We'll rest. We'll rest when we're dead, man. We just a body at rest stays at rest. So we got to keep moving. Just keep plugging.
Zach says those type of people scare him. The grind till you die people scare Zach.
Dude, I mean, what else are you gonna do? You know what I mean? I could sit here and complain about it, and I can't do this because I'm old. It's like, no, man. Like, you know what? Start jujitsu when I'm 46. I don't care.
It's like Joey Diaz. He started when he was like 56, 55,
Yeah.
56. Like, there's no excuse at that point. It's like, now what's
Yeah.
your excuse, you know?
Exactly.
Uh,
Exactly.
Excuses are a number one killer. Excuses and lust kill any type of production.
Yeah, it really does, man.
That's,
Everybody wants the easy way out.
oh, yeah. Like, it's like if
And
you're,
I do too sometimes.
we all do. Subconsciously, I
We're,
think all humans just look for the easy way out because it's just what we're trained to do is look for an easy solution. But at the same time, what are you going to benefit from it?
yep. Work smarter, not harder.
Exactly. Well, we're coming up to 35 minutes, dude. I really
All
appreciate
right,
you
man.
coming on, though. That
Yeah, of
was,
course, man. Anytime, man. Anytime, brother. Anytime you want us on, just let me know if you want Zach and I to come on. If you need
I'll
help
have
getting
to,
some fighters, let us know. If you need help getting fighters on, we'll help you get some fighters on.
oh, that'd be
Yeah,
cool. I like talking to fighters because it's just, you just see, especially personal stories. Like that one fighter that I can't remember his name. Zach showed me his backstory though, and it was just like, holy shit, that is
yeah,
awesome.
yeah,
Stepping on some
yep.
toes, but it might be worth it.
Yeah, you just let us know, man. If you have somebody you have in mind, just reach out, man. We'll help you out and as much as we can.
Oh, I really appreciate it. Same with you
Help.
guys. If there's anything that I can do to help you guys out, which I don't know with what, but
Hey, you never know, man.
I'm always willing to help.
I appreciate it,
So
man. I appreciate you letting me join you. And yeah, man, keep rocking and rolling. Keep doing your thing.
thank you. I appreciate it. Same with you.
All right, brother. I'm gonna go eat some dinner.
So am I. I'm
All
starving.
right,
All right.
bro. Have a good night. Thanks,
You
man.
too, bro. Peace
Bye.
out. Bye.